here with you in Fans of the Framework. And I wanted to jump in here today, kind of in the theme of our mantra, just start. So, we've been talking about just start and using that phrase a lot in our work over the last decade when we're working with leaders and with teams and we are equipping and inspiring them with solutions and putting them in their hand to improve their organization, elevate behavior and performance and results where they work. And when we have these solutions and we bring them forward, they don't change anything. They don't make anything better unless people just start and use them, right? We used to think the magic in creating organizations where people and results can just flourish, that a lot of the magic was in the solutions. What tactics or practices do we put in the hands of leaders? Which practices and tactics do we put in the hands of employees through employee driven team efforts? And that's all really, really important. I mean, those solutions are important, right? But it only makes a difference if people use them, right? And so they can't make an impact. Just like, you can't improve your health if you don't take action and you actually don't just start, right? You can have all these ideas and all these solutions that work, that are evidence-based and best practices, but if you never use them, your health doesn't change. The same happens with organizations, right? These solutions that go in the hands of employees, these solutions that go in the hands of leaders, they really don't make a difference unless people use them. Now, that process is called adoption, right? That we adopt a practice, that we start to use it, that we learn a new, better way of doing something, and then we adopt it, meaning we just start and then we keep going. So we adopt the practice. And then in an entire organization, when more than one person does it, now it's diffused. So it's spreading. So it's now becoming something that many people use. And that's how a journey to greatness happens in organizations, is that these solutions get adopted by many people, they get diffused in the organization, and now we get this synergistic kind of impact of many people using these solutions that are known to get great results, whether that's in leaders, whether that's in employees, or both. So this whole idea of transforming organizations, improving their culture through the use of these solutions really requires people to just start. And so really this work around change and how individuals and groups change has become really some of the really important work that we've had to uncover and figure out. And we've been able to uncover 7 common barriers to change, and how organizations struggle with change and how individuals struggle with change, and behavior change is the hardest of all. And whether that's a leader needing to change their behaviors and how they give feedback, whether it's employees and their behaviors and how they say hi in the hallway, those kind of things, those are all behaviors, and behavior change is the hardest of all. So in this thirst of always trying to uncover new ways, new hacks, new information, new tactics, new tools that can help entire organizations transform, I read a book recently by Mel Robbins, and she's the author of the book, The 5-Second Rule. And it's really an important, hack that she introduces through her book, The 5-Second Rule. And I believe there's a TED Talk on it, and there's information on the internet. Mel Robbins, MELROBBINS, The 5-Second Rule. And in essence, what she uncovered to help her own self be able to get out of bed in the morning when she was going through a very dark time in her life is that what she learned was that, there's a brain hack, a metacognition hack actually, which is a fancy word, but it's a tool or a hack that individuals can use to kind of muster up the will and the courage to just start something. So it's a hack that's really simple as counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And so when you have an impulse, urge, instinct, desire to try something new or do something that is the right thing to do, that moves you closer to the goal, that maybe you just learned in training how to do service recovery, that you just learned to give feedback in this new way, that you just learned to give shift report at the bedside when you used to do it differently. So when we have these new things and we're faced to doing these new things, then the next time we have this opportunity to do it, what happens is we talk ourselves out of it. So we have the instinct, we have the knowledge, we're inspired, we're equipped, we're ready to just start. And then the moment comes and all of a sudden our brain takes over and we think about it too much. We hesitate, we overthink, we talk ourselves out of it. I'm not ready. Maybe I don't know how to do it. I'm uncomfortable. I like it the old way. So it just takes a very few seconds for our brains to talk us out of it. And it's really actually just seconds. So when we get that instinct, we get that hit, we recognize that moment, whether we're a leader or an employee, and there's a new, better way for us to approach something, and we're in that moment, this brain hack is to just simply, before your brain takes over and talks you out of it, causes you to not do it, is to just count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then put yourself into action. Just start. So think about it. You're in a situation where, you need to answer the phone in a new way using telephone etiquette, and the phone's ringing, and you're like, should I do it the new way? We just learned that in training, that we in a new telephone etiquette standard. And in that few seconds, you can talk yourself out of it and do it your old way. Or you can go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start and do it the new way, right? Maybe you're a leader and you're rounding with employees and you're in that trap of avoiding people where the conversation might be a little bit more uncomfortable or not as easy. You don't have a great relationship. Well, the whole reason you round is to create better relationships, yet you're stopping yourself and you're not doing it. And so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, schedule that rounding. Go find that person. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is a 5-second rule is really a rule that doesn't make it any easier, but it makes it happen. And the more we make it happen, right, the easier it's going to get over time. So the real trick is to just start, then keep going, and maybe you need to use 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 over and over and over again until it does get easy, until it does get more natural, and then you apply 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So think about it in your life, like maybe even today, catch yourself. How many times you have an impulse that is something that is, maybe something that is goal-driven, it's something that's a new way, it's something that you've been trained or introduced to, and you haven't started doing it, you haven't just started. It's common that 15% of the people, after they learn something, a new, better way to do it, only 15% of the people will be ready to just start. So what about the other 85%, right? The other 85% could probably use this hack. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start. And so more people need this than ever, right? It's common that we need a hack like this. So try it. Think about it. How many times in your day something happens and you talk yourself out of it in just seconds? I should go to the gym after work. Nope, it takes just seconds to talk yourself out of it. I should set the alarm earlier tomorrow so I can get up and work out before I go to work. Nope, we talk ourselves out of it just in that time we're setting up the alarm. It's amazing how often throughout our day we talk ourselves out of the better choice. We're just human. And so this tool, this tactic, the 5-second rule, is a way to just start catching yourself and countering that with this new just start attitude. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start. And see how much happens in a day that creates new courage, new bravery to get these things done that you've been talking yourself out of over and over again. Or maybe you just start with what's one thing that you've been avoiding, that you've been putting off, that you've not just started. And then every time you catch yourself in a situation where you have that moment where you should just act on it, and you're talking yourself out of it, as soon as you have that impulse, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, act on it. Okay, so play with it. I'd love to hear in the comments if you're playing with it and what difference it's making. If you want to, look up Mel Robbins and the book The 5 Second Rule, I actually found the PDF right online. It's on Audible, The 5 Second Rule. I think there's a TED Talk too. Get some more information. There's a ton of research and brain science. It's not just, a great idea. It's a well researched and a lot of evidence behind it. So maybe it's the tactic that works for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just start.